Hey Geeks, welcome back to the Geeksider Show. In this video we're reviewing Dark Matter Season 3, Episode 9, titled, Isn't That a Paradox?
If you haven't seen this episode yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, you're going to want to skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler.
Okay, this episode was a time travel episode and it featured 3 child actors. So Joe Malozzi took 2 big risks with this episode, and they both really paid off.
Yes.
Time travel episodes generally can be really, really good or really, really bad, depending on how they handle things like paradoxes.
Yeah.
And I think they handled this really, really well.
Yeah, they did a really good job at going back in time. I like the explanation for how they ended up there and the scientists and like the whole thing was just really great.
Right. And they kind of hinted that they may have changed the future, but it's something that they're already aware of because the person who invented, was it FTL travel she invented, was the great-granddaughter of Jake.
Yeah. But it's not necessarily a paradox because they could have always went back in time and caused her to create it.
It's like one of those things like...
Yeah.
And there was a really great Bill and Ted style moment where you remember Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure where they need to get the keys because they're going to break somebody out of jail. He's like, well, we'll just go back in time and steal the keys from my dad and leave it under this rock. Whoa! and it was great. When 5 went back in time to set the trap on the Marauder, and then man, it's taking her off. And then she comes back, and it's somebody had set off the proximity alarm, and it was 5, and it was a great moment in that episode. Perfect way to handle time travel.
Yeah.
Moving on to the 3 kids. Putting a child in a television show or movie can either be great or it can totally ruin it, depending on how good the child performs. And they had 3 kids in this episode, and they all did a great job.
Yeah, all 3 of them did really, really good.
Especially the kid who played Jake.
Yeah.
I think that kid is going to go on to way bigger and better things than appearing in one episode of a television show. Look for that kid's career to really take off after this.
Yeah.
And of course, Zoe Palmer once again stole the show. Android. I think Zoe Palmer might do deadpan humor better than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love when she's Android trying to pretend to be human.
Yeah. Instead
of Android with human chip. I love it. Oh my gosh. And that's what this episode was, and it was fantastic.
And she's calling them an Uber, and 5's like, Uber what? And she's... she's got their personas all worked out. 2's a soccer mom, 5's a goth chick.
Yeah.
It's just... Android was totally on top of things. She wasn't being pessimistic, she's being pragmatic.
Yeah.
We might be stuck here for a while, we might have to live here, so let's, figure out who we need to be to fit in.
Yeah.
And she's not fitting in.
No, out of everybody, she's fitting in the least. But... she was, like she said, she was necessary. They needed her, so she couldn't just stay behind on the ship.
Yeah. Kind of a standalone episode, didn't really drive the overall story forward any, but I loved this episode.
Yeah,
I would have been totally fine if they stretched this story out over another episode, if they made it like a prolonged thing where they're stuck 600 years in the past. I would have been fine with that. It was so good.
Yeah.
I hope they go back to the past again.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and maybe they see Jake and he's a little bit older or something. Oh man, please, Joe, do it. Alright, I think that's all we have for this video. I'm sure there's loads more that we could talk about, so if you have anything to add, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you can tell us by dropping a like on it, subscribe if you haven't already, and you can help us grow our channel by sharing any of our videos on social media.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.